Hi guys, my name is Gabrielle Amani, CEO of MEFeater magazine, and today I have a special guest. His name is Trevor Jackson.
What up, what up?
And today we are behind the scenes at his photo shoot, and we're going to interview him about music, dating, and things that all of us want to know about. What brings this amazing personality that you have?
I love God's work. I think every person that I meet is what God has done. I think I always want to be the person to people that I would want, someone to be that way towards me. Like if I go into a room and maybe I'm a little nervous or maybe I'm a little shy or maybe I don't know anyone, I would like somebody to come and say hello and ask me how I'm doing, or you know what I mean? And I think the more people that are like that, the better the world will be. So I just try to set an example.
Was your family that same way?
My family is super loving. I'm more loving of everybody than I would say my family members. They're a little more, but they are super, heart-led. Everything they do is with their whole chest. There's a lot of men in my family and we love on each other all the time, and that's something I always want to do too. I feel like, men have a hard time expressing that love to other men. We feel like, hey, you know what I mean? But I just always want to encourage that, and I think it's just so important for us to, love on each other, man. Life is hard enough.
That's beautiful. Tell me a little bit about how you were raised, where you're from.
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. My mom and my dad, my brother, we grew up in two houses, one on Pennsylvania Street, another one on Sonesta Lane, and then when I was 8 years old, I kind of, left from there. But yeah, it's Indiana, it's Midwest. A lot of cornfields, good food.
I like that.
Pretty simple.
A lot of people know you from like Disney and your past work as like a child actor. Like, was that something that you knew right away that you were good at or you were talented with?
Not that I wouldn't say that I knew I was good at. I just knew I wanted to do it. Ever since I was young and I saw people on TV or heard the radio, I wanted to be that. Because it brought me a lot of joy. And I don't know, anytime I've experienced anything, I've wanted to share it. That's always been something that's consistent with me in my life. Like, if I have some really good food, like, I just want someone to taste it. I'm like, yo, you gotta experience this, right? So even if let's say I go through, enlightenment or I learn something, I just want to share it with people that I care about, people I love, and some people that maybe I don't know. And I think that's something that's always been within me, and I feel like art is the best way to do that.
So how is it being a family man when you are working, when you're on set, when you're, traveling?
It makes everything worthwhile. I think about not even just my immediate family, but my nieces and my nephews and the joy that they get when I'm doing something on TV or if I'm putting a new song out, or I get to go and I put them in the music video, and I just always want to be that for them.
Yeah.
Shit. Love them. Love them. I'm not gonna crap. That was they're just really, really special to me, you know what I'm saying? Makes it cool.
What made you fall in love with music? When did you know you wanted to do it?
There's two moments, right? Like I said before, there's a moment where I wanted to be the person that was on the radio. I wanted to be the person sharing that, and then there was a moment where I understood why, and it was because of how much I made music in hard times. I made music in hard times, and I felt a lot of joy after, or just about particular situations that I went through, whether it's with me and my dad, and having fans or having people relate to that and be like, yo, like, I was on this path until I heard your song, or I was on this path. Then that's when I knew I had to do it, but I wanted to do it before. But when you have people telling you those types of things, it's like, oh, I mean, who would I be to not lean into this and press into this and do the best I can while doing it.
Tell me what's different about these new projects that you're rolling out.
Yeah. So this next project is very, very different from anything anyone has heard of me before. The last project is called It's Complicated. It's about, a guy who's in love with a girl who's in a relationship. And, I feel like many of us have been in that situation, whether we like to admit it or not. And so that was kind of expressing that. And now this album that's about to come out is the prequel. So these people were together first, then they broke up, and then they're still messing around. So It's Complicated is what came out, and then what I'm about to put out is a prequel to how we got there. And so, it's the most vulnerable I've ever been on an album. I was in a relationship for 6 years. She broke up with me. 2 weeks after that, I tore my Achilles. And then 2 weeks after that, I made this album. It was the quickest album I've ever made. I vomited every song out onto the page. Like, I've never written songs faster in my life. But it came out really, really special. And again, when I go through things like that and you think the world is over, you think you're gonna die, then you make an album, you listen back to it, and you're like, what the fuck? This is fire. This is amazing. But it was birthed out of a place of,
right.
You were not even thinking that far ahead. And that's why I love life, because it always, it just kind of laughs in your face sometimes, like, oh, you thought that was like what you were supposed to be doing, or you had your life planned out, or you thought that, you know.
Right.
But God has the final say, and thankfully He does, because where would I be still being in that situation? I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the healthiest I've ever been, and you know. But it takes time to get out of that. But music helps me in those low moments. So yeah, this album it's dope. It's coming out very, very soon. I've been slowly releasing singles that are going to be on the project, and yeah, I think it's going to be something special and something that people can put on when they're down in the dumps.
So tell me about like the process of like heartbreak. Like, how do you know when you're in the thick of it? Because I think a lot of us.
It's hard to breathe. That's how you know. When you have a hard time breathing, when you have a hard time thinking past the moment because it's too scary. Like, then what? Then if I do this way, and you start right? That's how you know you're in the thick of it. And then again, when I go to make a song, all that becomes quiet. All of that becomes silent, and I'm going through the emotions one at a time instead of trying to feel everything at once, right? So there's stages, like there's records on the album where I'm pissed at her, oh fuck you, right? Then there's records where I'm like, damn, I might have done some shit. Then there's records where I'm like, hey, but didn't we almost have it? And it's like, hey, no, I'm glad we didn't have it. You know, these are all the emotions you go through when you experience something like that, which is why I think it's so important for culture and for people, and especially, man, like I said, it's funny, when I made this album and I was playing it for friends, they were mad that I was being so vulnerable, and they were like soft. They were like, no, man, F that, you don't care about her, but yo, you about to go. And I'm like, that's how we typically handle our issues. Yeah, F her, I'm gonna go to the club, I'm gonna try and forget her, get on somebody else, and not really, and all that does is just bury it deeper, but the problem never goes away. So I think acknowledging what's going on is what I tried to do in this album, and yeah, I'm stoked about it. And I'm happy about it. I don't want people to feel like it's like a sad thing. It came out of a sad place, but it's the best music I've ever made. And my dad, when I played it for my dad, he was like, yo, this is your opus, son. Like, this is the best stuff you've ever done.
Let's talk about career, right? Let's talk about Grey's Anatomy, because it's crazy dating situations there. Let's talk about, oh my God, let's talk about Grownish. I used to love watching you on Grownish.
Thank you.
I thought
Thanks
you were so good.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college. Well, that's not true. I went to FIT, but I didn't finish college.
Okay.
So watching you guys was almost like me, like, you know,
going through the experience,
in college. So tell me about your acting. Like, do you feel like more connected to coming of age stories like Grownish, or are you more in your sexy era like Grey's Anatomy?
I'm thankful for both, and I'm open to anything. I always, whenever I'm creating, I never want to close myself off. Like, hey, I'm only doing this, right? If the right thing comes along, and let's say it's a nerd comedy, and I'm supposed to play that, I would love to play that if it was the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always open to trying new stuff, but Grownish was sick. I never went to college either, so that was kind of like my college experience. I got to, you know, hang out with people, and we all kind of grew up together and branched off and all did our own things. And I like that show because it never had like a final opinion. Like, it kind of had multiple things and let the audience kind of talk about it and discuss it. And I think that's how people get closer to each other. You know, you only fear or hate what you don't understand. Conversation brings understanding. Yada, yada, yada. But Grey's Anatomy is sick. So what? I was filming Grownish for 6 years, right?
What?
Did that for a long time. And then when I was done, I was like, man, I'm glad to be done, right?
Yeah.
And then a few weeks went by and I was like, I want to film again. I want to get back on set, you know? And I was kind of just like missing being on set. And so when Grey's Anatomy came and I auditioned, I honestly didn't think that I was going to get that at all. That came out of left field. Like, I put it on tape real quick and they called me and was like, yeah. And now I've been having the best experience on set. Like, it's not only do I get to go do what I love, but I get to learn about something that's cool as heck, like surgery and different parts of the body. And they actually have actual doctors on set all the time. So I can ask any questions. If I'm doing something that doesn't look right, they'll come in and be like, actually, you would never drop your towel. You would hold it above your waist. You know what I mean? Different things that are, I'm like, I didn't even think about that. That's so cool. So yeah, I'm in like a discovery mode right now. It's really fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of drama. I feel like if I'm in it, you know drama's gonna be in it. I'm always causing some sort of, throwing a wrench in somebody's plans, you know. You know, Dr. Griffith, she was with this guy, and maybe I may have or may not have swooped in, and we'll see. I don't know. You gotta watch.
You do that a lot? You swoop in?
I don't, what? What you talking about?
That's a very Grey's Anatomy answer. Yes, man, because they're all swooping in on each other.
Yeah, they are. Drama.
It's drama.
I love it. I was cracking up because some of the scenes we've had is like, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say. But on previous episodes on the show, you know, they'll be arguing or like doing something while they're operating on the body, which is, I always find that intriguing. But that's just how much these people are in there, you know? They're doing surgeries, 10 surgeries a day, 12 surgeries a day. Yeah, it's such a cool learning curve that I'm going through on the show.
Is it ever hard to do both music and acting? Like, how does that feel as an entertainer?
It's a gift to do both, right? They both fulfill me in different ways and feed me in different ways. For instance, on Grownish, there was a scene where, I typically don't read the script too much before I get there. I do now, but back in the day, I just kind of shut up and did it. But the day before I go to set, I went through a breakup and was saying this, saying that, saying this, saying that. Go to set the next day, and the exact same scene was happening. The script was, and I didn't know that that's what we were shooting or anything about it.
Right.
And it was the exact. So I was able to put all that emotion into that scene. You know, breaking up with somebody, and I was literally using the same words I used the night before breaking up with my girlfriend the night before. Saying like, hey, it's not you, it's me, like, or like when we're together, I just feel like we don't help each other, we like make us worse, right? These are kind of vaguely what I was saying, and then the scene the next day, it was the exact same words.
So tell me about the future. Tell me what you're excited about. You know, you're dropping these projects back to back.
Oh man, I'm so stoked for this album. I really am stoked for this album. Like I said, it's very Ed Sheeran-esque. I admire Ed Sheeran a lot as a songwriter, and I think that's something I want people to understand about me as I write. I love to write. I love to put my feelings onto paper. And this album too, kind of the vibe is poetry, right? Modern day poet. I feel like Langston Hughes, Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Frost. These are all poets that I admire a lot. And I just want to be remembered like that, you know, Shakespeare and all these things, you know, a million years from now when people are like, hey, did you see the ancient song from Trevor Jackson? Did you feel the meaning, you know, and somebody be able to connect to it then, you know, that's, you know, I just want to leave the best parts of myself on earth.
She ain't nothing but a friend of a friend of a friend. We go through this again and again and again. So go ahead and talk your shit and say you done with me.
All right, you get the gist, you get the gist. You get the gist, dude.
Tell me what inspired that song.
Friend of a friend. I feel like a lot of men have been through this. Also, a lot of women have been through this. They just call them brothers and not friends. But anyways, you know, you're at the club maybe. You're somewhere. And I feel like because of what I do, you know, the type of music that I make, I'm an actor, you know, and I feel like people just have an assumption like, oh, he's probably like this, probably like that. So even in relationships, you know, those are assumptions that are had. And how do you know her? How do you know her? And I'm like, some people are just fans of me. I've never met this woman before. She ran up and hugged me. She might, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna be mean to any fans that I have ever. That's something that I told myself when I was young. I would never do that. Be respectful, obviously, if I'm in a relationship, but you know, some people just, you know, might be like, oh my God, hey, and hug me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. So I've been through situations like that, and that's what this song is about. It's just like, it's never good enough to always be something. I remember there was a time where I like went to a party and I met a lot of people that I was excited to meet and that I hadn't met in my career yet. And I'm like, hey, babe, I met this person, and it was so incredible. When are you gonna take me to parties like that? When are you gonna, like, that was the immediate reaction instead of being like, I'm so happy for you, like, that was awesome. You've been working so hard, and now you're in the rooms where you can talk to these people and meet them, and you know what I mean? Just kind of that type of vibe. So that's kind of where the song is. That was the birth of it, and yeah, you know, it's the universal misconception that she's just a friend. Sometimes she is just a friend, you guys. Okay?
Sometimes she's not.
Very, very small sometimes, but most of the time.
When you're dating, I'm assuming maybe she wasn't in the industry.
Yeah, not really, no. Kind of not.
So is that tough because they want to be a part of your world, but you have to work, you have to shake the right hands, you have to network, and that is a part of your job.
Yeah,
so how do you make sure that woman feels like, you know, like she's not on the side?
I think if what you're doing and you're being, like, you know, not disrespectful. I think it's the combination of the two people. You know what I'm saying? I think there are women that understand and women that don't understand. You know, and some people, you know, are meant for that, and other people are not.
Are you single now? Are you dating now?
There's a question mark in there, and we're gonna leave it. It's right here. Can you see it? It's a question mark. It's for you guys.
So for y'all to figure it out.
But
I asked that because
I'm happy. I'm a very, very happy person. Yeah.
So my question there is, like, of course you have the music and, you know, you learn so much from that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing differently now to make sure?
Oh, so many things. But here's what I've learned. It's not about what I wasn't doing. It's about all the things that you feel like you have to do, you'll want to do with the right person. It'll never feel like a drag. It'll never feel like, if you're doing that, that's not really the person. And that's what I'm starting to, understand and realize. Because a lot of people want to play the role. We watch movies since we're babies growing up, men trying to figure it out. Hey, this is what a man's supposed to do. And I don't think that they show a lot of that journey that men have to go through. And that's something I experienced as a young man. I felt like I didn't get I don't want to use the word coddling, but I didn't get the understanding that I felt like women my age got, right? When I made mistakes as a young man, I felt like it was very much villainized, and not trying to understand or figure out what the birthplace of the issue was, or try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is interesting because do you feel like there's a little bit of an attack on like how men and women are when it comes to relationships? Because it seems like there's so much.
I think we both feed into the things that we don't like about it, and then we blame people for being a product of that. You know what I'm saying? The music that we play, the movies that we watch, the way that we say we don't want this, but the song that we're playing in the car is talking about that. And if a little boy sees that you like that type of stuff, he's gonna try and act like that.
Right.
And then it's a habit for him because he's done it for so long, and then you want him to change out of nowhere because now you want something, you know what I mean?
Right.
It depends again, like on the relationship and things like that, but I think a lot of us feed into the things that we claim and say that we don't want.
That's real.
We're participants in it.
I know helping young men is so important to you. I know you have so much philanthropy around that, so many initiatives that give back. Like, could you talk us through some of those initiatives?
I'm working on something now. It's not fully developed, so I don't want to say anything about it, but it is about mental health. It is about black men in Hollywood, and it is about unity more so. I think not even just in Hollywood, black men in general, it's conditioned to believe that there can only be a few that are successful or a few that are, and I just think that if we get rid of that and just do a little more for each other and with each other and support each other, and I just think we could do so much. We're already doing a lot, but we could do a lot more.
I love that. I really, really love that.
I wanted that when I was growing up. I didn't have a lot of that.
Right.
Like when I went out to LA and I didn't have a lot of older men helping me or like trying to, and when you're young and thrown into this, not thrown into, I wanted the life I live.
Right.
I'm not gonna use that. But when you're getting into it, it's a lot, it's overwhelming. And so it does help to have somebody who maybe you look up to be like, hey man, I see you. Hey man, I understand. Hey man, you could try it this way. Hey man, have you heard of this? This is, you know what I mean? That type of, so I want to create that environment. I don't know exactly how I want it yet, but it's definitely something that's a passion of mine.
I say that to say, so what is your type? When you're looking for someone that you want to date or someone that you want to belong to, and what have you learned? I mean, you kind of touched on it already, but what have you learned that works for you? Because I feel like sometimes when we're in love, we try to make ourselves fit.
You're very, 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 very right.
We try to make ourselves fit the person, and it's not really us.
Yeah.
And it's so tough because it's still not working.
Right.
So, what have you learned is a good for you, your type for you and who you are as a person?
I think again, I want to go back to the point of saying it depends on the person, because you were just talking about kind of trying to fit something, and I don't want to use the word fit, but I want to use adjust or evolve, right?
Yeah, that's a good word.
Because if somebody's worth the evolvement, and if they're doing more for you, and when you're around them or when they're in your life is up here, and you have to sacrifice maybe a few things that that used to be your vibe, then I think that's okay. But you can't do it for a person that isn't that, right? Because then I think that resentment will build up. But if somebody's bringing the best out of you, and it's okay to let go of some stuff or change a bit. But it's up to the person at the end of the day. You got to weigh it out, and that's where I'm at. I'm weighing stuff out, and I'm like, hey, this kind of feels way better than that. And I feel like that's what life is, right? You're like, when I'm living life here, I kind of am operating here. I got more energy. I'm hitting the gym. You know what I mean? Feeling like I'm in alignment. And I'll follow that. When life starts to feel like that and it's feeling good and you feel like you're floating, try to stay in there.
Amen to that. What's something you would tell your younger self? It seems like you learned so much.
Everybody isn't your friend, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
but I will never tell my younger self to not be who he was. I won't change anything, but just to have that in mind. Because I love really hard people in general, friends, even, people I'll just meet. I give a lot of myself.
You do.
I feel like people in my life have, whether take advantage of it or that's probably been the most pain I felt in life, is that people don't feel that way when I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, I really thought that was my homie, and then I heard that they said this, and this person come and tell me they did this, and really, but like going out of my way to like love on that person, like, hey man, you know, hey, I seen you, that type of feel.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy to hear you say that as a man.
Yeah.
Because that's something I think women go through a lot.
Yeah.
But hearing you say that too, it just feels more universal.
Yeah.
Like it's a human thing.
Yeah, it's a human
you know?
thing. We're more alike than we think, you know. It's just, you know, certain things certain things we bump heads on. But what would be the purpose if we agreed on everything? What would be the purpose of there being a difference?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Last words. Go get the single Friend of a Friend. Follow me on Instagram. TikTok at Trevor Jackson 5, and be well, man. One love.
And thank you guys for watching this amazing interview with the incredible Trevor Jackson. Honestly, thank you for being so awesome. I'm just really happy to be here and do this interview, and I hope you guys want more of this. This is the beginning of Getting Down to Business, my podcast, and I'm really happy. And I'm so honored that I got to interview you as one of my first.
Let's go.
So thank you guys for watching Getting Down to Business, and I love y'all so much.
Peace.
Woo! That's a wrap.
Shot. I need a shot.